All right, welcome back to House of Prep. This is Jerry here. I've got this pre-started. Well, let's talk about this. All right. So we want to make a fire, okay? I suggest practice at home. I have some items that I keep in my car, in my get home bag, or you might call it a bug out bag. And sometimes it doesn't hurt to just come outside and pretend you're in a scenario and at least practice your skills. Now, if you've never built a fire before on your own, outside, at camping, practice in your backyard, it's okay. Don't be embarrassed. It's all right. I know as preppers and as, even if you're just getting started and you've been beginning with getting food and water stocked up, there's a lot of other survival techniques and items and things that you need to consider. That doesn't hurt to practice. It doesn't hurt to at least know that you have the skill and the ability to be able to do this. So I'm going to get started with a few things. And if I've missed some steps and all that, please don't judge me. I'm never ever going to sit back and say that I'm an expert in anything. I'm a constant student. I'm a constant student of prepping. And I'm always learning and I'm always practicing and trying to sharpen my skills, learn new skills. So please add to the comments. It's okay. Add. If I've missed something, you're not going to hurt my feelings. You're not going to embarrass me. You won't insult my intelligence. I am admitting that I don't know it all. And so please, I know there's other ways to start fires as well. And this is just me coming outside, having a little fun this morning, and also just practicing. And I want to share that with you and to get you thinking that this is something that you also might do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started on this. But before we do, hit the subscribe button. Don't want to forget that. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Also hit the thumbs up. It doesn't matter if you're new or if you're a seasoned subscriber, go ahead and please hit that subscribe button. All right, the first thing I did is I went to the back of the tree line behind my house, and I took my bucket and I started gathering up some stones. And in fact, I have some extra ones here. And what you're going to do, if you're able to get stones or bricks or something that's not going to cause a problem with your fire, you want to be able to get some stones. Now, I did take my shovel, and I'm doing some of this stuff for safety reasons. I kind of dug just a small area so it's dirt. As you can see, there's some straw and some stuff in my yard. And I wanted to make sure I had dirt, and I wanted to put a stone ring. Now the bucket, when I was done using it here, let me just make sure you got this in the camera here. Just any bucket that you have at your house, I filled it with water, okay? Again, if you're gonna do this, I want you to have safety. Make sure that you're preventing your fire from getting out of control and that you have water right here handy that you can immediately splash on anything that you need. So I do recommend safety first. As I'm gathering the rest of these rocks here, I pre-did them just for the sake of time. I did some. I'm going to leave this open here just because of the camera angle. I want to make sure that, hope that everybody can see this okay. I'll have to check the video out here when I'm done. So, you can stack the rocks however you want. You can double stack them if you want, interchange them. I was finding all kinds of small ones too. So, have fun with it. It doesn't have to be rocket science. You could just make a fire ring. You can make it as large as you want. Since it's just me and I'm just doing this as practice, I just made a small one. Now, in your bug out bag, you should be able to keep some sort of fire starter. And if you don't, if you go into your house right now, after you're watching this video, if you want to go practice this, dryer lint. You can find dryer lint from where? From your dryer. So I'm sure right now some of you forgot that, oh wow, I haven't changed my dryer lint in a month. It's probably jammed full of lint. You could probably get plenty of everything you need right now. Also, we go through a lot of toilet paper. So I'm sure you do in your household. So you have empty toilet paper rolls. You can use paper towel rolls. You can shove some dryer lint inside there. I've heard people say that if you coat some of this dryer lint in Vaseline, I guess it would make it burn longer in case you needed it to go a little longer. So we're gonna experiment with some different little things here. So dryer lint, I want to pull some extra out, leave a little inside the tube, and just kind of fluff it up a little bit. And we have plenty of dryer lint here for our starter. So, good Lord. Yeah, we got dryer lint for days here. So we got that. So I keep matches. I also have a ferro rod, and there's other ways that you can start a fire with sparks and different things you can do. But for the sake of today's video, just a simple pack of matches. It's nice to have these in the vehicle. Again, if you're ever in a situation where you're trying to get home and things are, roadblocked, or something happens and you have no choice but to go on foot. If it's going to take you a couple days and it's cold outside, you might need some sort of fire, or if you're heating up water to cook up some of your emergency foods, or if you're at home and you start running out of all your natural resources and things, and well, we got to start making fire. Well, this will help you out. Or if you're just going camping, you can impress the kiddos, right? Impress the grandkids. Go out there, be able to start a fire and start teaching them safety and how to do that. Now, when you're also out there gathering wood and stones and things, it's nice to have a pair of these in your bag, or like in your car, or there at home. If you have a nice pair of gloves, it sure protects your hands when you're getting limbs and breaking limbs and doing certain things. I also have a little handy axe. I keep that portable, and I use that for smashing up limbs and such. So, all right, as we're talking here, I want to start adding just a few of these little small sticks. Now, you want to start with small ones. You don't want to start with the logs, okay? You just, have a fire and just light that log. It's not like you have that home fire pit and you get that log, that you light, and it automatically lights the entire thing and it just goes for hours. If you have one of those, great. Most people don't keep those with you, and when you're out on a trip or in your car, you're in an emergency situation. So what we're trying to kind of halfway do here, and I'm not going to take a lot of time for details and making it super eye appealing. When I'm camping, sometimes I enjoy making a real pretty looking teepee. You want air and oxygen to get in there. For having a fire, first you need fuel, and that's what we're doing here, is creating fuel. And you need oxygen, so you want to make sure there's always plenty of air that can get into your fire. You don't want to just smother it with wood and air can't get down up in there to really get that fire going. So we have fuel. You'll have plenty of oxygen in here if you make a teepee style type of a fit. And I know there's lots of other ways to do this, but for today we're just going to do the kind of a teepee-ish looking thing. Nice little hodgepodge here, and then you're going to have a spark. Those are the three things you need for a fire. And we've got the spark that we're going to hit here in just a minute. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I'm glad that everybody's back and we're able to make some more videos here after the holiday. So I'm going to make me a nice little mess. Here's what I'm going to make. So if you have to shove a couple pieces down into the mud, that's another good thing of having it kind of cleared. It's real easy if you want to shove a couple pieces down, and as you're starting to stack them, you can just push them down into the dirt, and it can kind of help you with your teepee-ish looking thing here. I guess a smart person probably would have had some of this stuff laid out a little easier here, but we're moving now. We're cruising. So we're starting with tiny stuff, and then a little bit bigger than tiny. Let's throw a couple more. Let me see if I can find a couple small ones here, just to keep it. If you can find some nice dry wood, sometimes after a rain or so, it gets a little harder. We've been fortunate here the last few days, things have been dry. So if you breaks real nice, kind of get that going. All right, well, it's probably as good as we're gonna get going here. Let's add a little bit more. But again, I can't stress, have a bucket of water ready. You don't want that to go haywire on you. So, all right. So, and I hope this shows up good on the camera. I know if I did it at night, the fire would obviously show up really well. We're probably gonna get some good smoke going too, so that'll probably show up. I'll go hear some nice dry brittle wood. Get some of this on here. All right, let's get it at least lit, and then I can add some more as we go. Let's see, I haven't done this in a while with the lint, so let me see how fast this thing lights here. A little bit windy, not too bad. Kind of do it in a couple spots here. It's lit real good on my side. Let me light it up on this side over here. There you go. See the smoke going? Let's try to light the tube too while we're at it. There we go. So as you're starting the fire, your first thing is, look what I've created. I've created fire. It's exciting. It's exciting, but you don't want to just stop there. You have to keep making sure that you have wood on hand, that you're still breaking pieces. You still want to add to it. I don't know if you can hear that fire. You blow a little oxygen. Try to stay where the smoke's not blowing in your face as you inhale. If you have to, turn your head to one side away from the fire, take a deep breath, and then blow. Just lightly at the base of the fire, not right into the fire. And you can hear it spark up, remember, because it's oxygen. Oxygen is one of the things that is required when you're starting a fire. So if you do have a fire that's struggling just a bit, don't be afraid to put a little blow in there and get some oxygen going. So yeah, some of this wood's breaking right up. I like that. Make it real nice. So if you're out and about and you're in an emergency situation and you need fire, once you kind of gather up your materials, as you can see, you can get this fire going relatively easy. It doesn't take a whole lot. And you see I do have a teepee-ish looking thing going. I don't know if it's a teepee that I would want to live in, but nevertheless, it's a decent teepee. And like I said, if you need your little hatchet at any time, just to kind of, if you ever want to just chip stuff and break little branches, make sure you hit away from you. You don't want that axe will slice you open. So again, it's always about safety. Always think about what you're doing before you do it. Don't just come out here and just start hacking and whacking and doing things. All right. So fire. You get your food cooked. You can do some hot dogs. You could boil water once you get the nice bed of coals going. You could, people can build different things, contraptions to where you could put your pot up above the fire. There's different things you can do. But ultimately, as long as you're having fire and you have plenty of firewood, and as you start finding larger pieces to put on your fire, ultimately you're going to have warmth. You're going to be able to get your water if you need to boil water. If you found a stream or a creek and you're able to boil water. Another good thing with fire, it's a morale booster. Having a good fire sometimes just to look at, and if you're kind of like you're just wanting to relax for a few minutes and you're wanting to chill, if you've had a rough day, if you've been hiking all day, sometimes just having a nice fire can be very, very relaxing to the mind. Just sitting here and staring at the fire, watching it burn, watching it consume. It could add some security. If you're around wild animals, if you're out in the woods, you're out in somewhere where there is a lot of forests and bears and hopefully not cougars and lions and all that stuff, but fire can give you a little sense of a security for that area too, and give you a little bit of light so you can see just a little bit anyway right in your immediate surroundings. So fire has a lot of use, and as you can see, it wasn't very difficult as long as you've got the right tools. And that's why it's important to have these and not just have them shoved in drawers and things where you don't even know where they're at. Again, if you're in a quick grab situation, you got to grab and go, and you don't know what to do next. You just have a nice little bug out bag stacked with stuff. I'll probably do another video at some point in talking about bug out bags again, and different items to have. These items I just showed you here today is a good start. You're already on your way to a nice bug out bag. As you can see, I'm putting larger and larger sticks. These are no longer the little twigs anymore. You can start putting a little bit thicker stuff on here, and when you do that, you're going to start creating more flame, more heat. And then eventually, if I was making this a bigger fire, you can start putting logs on here, and you really get that fire heated up and cranked. Now the smaller fires, obviously, if you've been collecting a lot of wood, if you have a large fire, it's going to consume that wood very fast. So like if it was just me and I'm just doing a little camping just for me, if I just want to roast me up a few marshmallows, make a couple s'mores, this would be the way to go right here, folks. You know, I've been out here just to do this video. But in all honesty, once I'm done taping here, you know, I might just sit out here and relax for a while. And again, I hope that this is showing up well on the video. Oh yeah, the breeze is really keeping that fire cranked. It's really consuming. So again, like I said, oxygen. You know, we've got the materials. We did the spark. Spark's done now. So now really all you gotta have to worry about the material and the oxygen, and the wind's taking care of that. Perfect. Down inside, the coals are already getting white, so there's already quite a bit of heat coming from here. It's very, very warm, which feels good because it was a little chilly this morning here in Tennessee. Don't know what part of the country you guys might be at, but I'm enjoying this weather, especially now that I got a fire. I mean, this is like a treat for me. Coming out here and just doing this, and look at me, look at me, look what I've created. I've created fire. so I can't wait till down the road. I know one of my kids said we need to get a nice fire pit built back here out in the backyard. I agree. I love a nice big fire pit, and the family all sit around and talk and hang out. So we'll have to make sure we do that. So yeah, so like if I did not collect larger stuff because I knew I wasn't going to be out here all day. But you can see this fire definitely is consuming. And I can sit here and feed this small stuff till it's gone, and it'll eat it up. So again, if you have not done this before, get your water handy. If you're able to make you a fire ring, do that, clear the area of leaves, debris, straw, get it all away from the immediate area, because remember, things will spark too. And in my area, I'm watching. You know, if a piece of spark or something flickers over, you don't want to ignite another part of your yard and all of a sudden you got a yard fire going. But if you have your water handy, you're being observant, you're paying attention. Now, you don't want to leave this unattended, okay? Like, I'm not going to shut this off and just let this keep going and go upstairs back into the house. I'm not going to do that. You want to keep this attended. You want to be alert. You want to stay vigilant. You don't want to be distracted, especially if this is your first time doing this. You want to have the confidence to know that you're safe. You don't want to burn yourself, and don't reach back in there. If something fell, don't pick it back up with your fingers. Just let it lie. It's okay. You got plenty more wood you can throw on there. It'll survive. So again, try it. If you have never done this before, it's a great opportunity. I hope this little video, save it, share this with my video with family members if they haven't done this before. It's a great opportunity for you to get plenty of practice in. And I hope you all have a great rest of the day. And I'm going to get up here and I'm going to slowly work my way to the camera and go ahead and shut it off. But, you know, I'm just going to leave it on here just for a minute and just kind of enjoy this fire. And I'll put it out before I go back inside and clean up. So